oversee entire swaths of land into Palestine. You can literally, just have mortars on top of those hills, and you'll fuck them up. Uh, which is what happened in 1973 during the first few days of the war. He ordered an evacuation. Syria never fired a shot since 1973 when he came to power. There's a deal that was made between him, the Israelis, with American mediation. And that's how he's been able to stay in power for so long. As soon as Assad fell, the Israelis, for the first time in over 50 years, took the advantage, advanced into the Syrian territories, carried out over 1,000 strikes on Syrian military bases to destroy the country's military. Now, the funny part is when the Iranians and Hezbollah were in Syria, they never targeted the Syrian military like that. And actually, one of the reasons why Assad didn't fall is because of Israel. I mean, Obama sent a warship and said if they cross the red line of using chemicals, we're going to intervene. And he gave orders to the American warship to return back home when it got close to the Syrian shores.
Yeah, but Prince, now that Assad is fallen, now Israel can attack Iran unimpeded. You know that. That's why I'm not understanding why you're reading it this way.
They want
This literally
Iran
gives
so
them.
bad, and Prince is separating the government by religion, as if they have a religion. They have no code of moral ethics, bro. The government is the government. I don't care what they've lied to us and said. You made a good point. There's no difference between a Muslim government and
I don't know what
and
you're
an
talking about
Israeli
now.
government and an American government. They're all
What?
in it to
I
win
don't
it.
know what you're
Hold
saying.
on. Hear me out. Because Islam says, hey, it's haram to gamble, yet in Saudi Arabia, they're racing
Nobody's talking about
horses.
religion. Why are you talking about religion?
But it is religion that we're talking about because you don't like Jews. Judaism is a religion. So when we talk about this, they're literally splitting you all up by religion
I don't
at the
care about
bottom.
Jews.
And at the top, they're all eating dinner
I don't know
together.
why this is why I don't like talking with you in the rooms.
Yeah,
You
because
just
you're making it
literally
seem like
Mm,
change the
Israel
topic
is
and
so
talk
much
about
worse than
you're talk.
Assad and worse than
Of
Jordan. They're
course it
all
is,
friends. They're all friends.
bro. They're foreign
They're
occupiers.
all
Assad is Syrian dictator.
friends. They're
Assad
all
is a Syrian
friends.
dictator. Okay.
Yeah,
This
who is
okay.
friends with Benjamin Netanyahu, who is friends with the Prince of Egypt, who is friends with
Who's the Prince
the
of
King
I
of
Egypt?
love that
Egypt,
movie.
Well,
who is
there's
friends
a
with the King of Jordan. They're all friends. Donald
Okay.
like
Trump is
Jazzy
exposing that to us.
To your point, Jazzy. Like
I
young
don't know
men go
what
to
she's
war to
saying.
fight young men that don't know each other because of old men that do.
Thank you. Ain't that some shit?
Hello?
That was a good analogy. Metaphor, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I love
This is
it.
why people think Americans are the dumbest people on the planet. Thank
We're
you.
not dumb. This is why you think
You
we're dumb
literally
because
just
we just
changed the
don't give a
topic.
fuck. We don't give a fuck what we say or how we say it. Nigga, I
Because you're
said it.
dumb. You're
Trump
low
is saving
IQ, dumb,
Palestinians.
Jazzy. You're dumb. You're dumb. And it's showing to
Okay,
everybody.
I
You
might be,
just
but
literally
Trump is
changed the
saving.
topic. It's
Trump
irrelevant.
is, I didn't change the topic. You were talking about Syria.
What
And
you
I'm
said
getting
is
back to
irrelevant.
what I said, nigga. God's America. Yes, America.
Nonsense.
Yes, America.
Nonsense. Nonsense. You just wanted to insert yourself. You have nothing to say on the topic. You're uninformed. And you just want to say shit. I know you.
You don't
I
even
know
know
you
what
would.
uninformed
When you're
means.
Hello?
uninformed, you do this shit.
Uninformed.
You just want to have a
Prince.
presence in the
Trump is
conversation. Just mute
saving
up.
Palestine and
Yeah,
you're
I
mad
hope he
about it.
saves you. I hope he saves you
Trump,
too.
go on
Oh,
mute.
America.
King, King,
I
why
what's
hope
are
he
up.
you,
saves you from
King,
using
why are
Weeaboo.
you acting like I'm wrong? Like you trying
I
to
didn't
save
act like
this
you
nigga
wrong.
Prince, you letting him crash out right now.
Yeah,
You
what's your
know,
Look,
you
problem, King?
look,
telling him I'm right.
but
You're letting
Jazzy,
him
we got
crash out.
Jazzy. Prince.
What?
King
That's
didn't
his
say shit.
people. Prince. Jazzy. That's his people. We have to be respectful. Respectfully,
Nah,
I
nah,
feel
nah,
like
nah,
we need
nah,
to be
nah.
Not.
respectful.
But King, listen, this is my thing. he don't like what I'm saying, but I'm actually respecting his people by saying I don't want no more
You're
of them to be
not. You're
harmed.
not,
Hold
bro.
on,
We
go
don't
on
need a
mute, go
white
on
man
mute,
to save
go
us.
on
Shut
mute.
up with that.
See, the thing is, I don't care about no
Shut up with
land.
that American,
Hold
black
on, you gotta
American
go
bullshit,
down.
bro.
I don't got time. I don't care about no land, King.
Whoa.
King, what I'm trying to tell you is, as a human being, I don't want to see no more of them get murdered. Trump doesn't either. And he knows Benjamin Netanyahu is not going to stop, right? So,
Oh, okay.
in
That
order
big
to,
nose, tiny hat freak.
yeah, in order to stop Benjamin Netanyahu, he has to relocate the people because if not, he will keep dropping bombs. What don't we
Yeah.
understand? Okay, so the relocation of the people is good because um
Huh?
Benjamin Netanyahu told Jordan and Egypt before that if they accepted Palestinians that they would bomb them. So with Trump's intervention, they now get to go to Egypt and Jordan, right, without dying. What is the problem?
Yo,
Huh?
I hear that position. I
You
hear I
talking about ethnic cleansing right now?
That's what's going on,
That's what
is it
you
not?
want. That's what ethnic cleansing is the forceful
Well, the
removal.
alternative is turning it into a glass parking lot.
Right. Like, what are
Yeah,
you saying?
yeah, or maybe it's
Keegan,
time to
it's
think
called
about putting
gentrification.
sanctions.
It happens to people all the
May
time.
Oh my, you make this a black. I knew it.
No, gentrification has nothing to do with race. Like,
It
are
don't
you
have to.
okay?
It
You make
happened to
this about
everybody.
black people.
It happened to everybody.
Like, yo, I'm going on mute. I agree with Prince. Americans are dumb.
Yeah, no, I agree with Prince on that part. Americans are dumb, but it's like just
Killmonger, you said
nigga, you
Wakanda was
dumb.
a
Speak
who
for
you
spoof.
talking to?
yourself, boy. I'm not dumb. What the fuck?
Did you just
Dumb
tell me to
about
shut
what?
up? Wait, did he just tell me to shut up?
Who
I
told you
know
to
he
shut
did.
up?
Yeah, shut up, bitch.
Yo, shut the fuck up, Doc, you faggot.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
fuck you too, you non-Christian.
Yeah, we not Christian no more. Sorry.
Speak for yourself, bro. I'm definitely a
Huh?
Christ follower. Most certainly I'm a Christ follower. I'll always be a Christ follower.
Mm, no, yeah. But
Yes,
doctor,
sir.
But are we not afraid, Dr. Jasmine Love, are we not afraid that if we decide to move the Palestinians away from Gaza, that they would not just focus their efforts on the West Bank afterwards? Because that's what I would be afraid of, is that Israel would then think that they have the permission and the go to go ahead and do this to the West Bank. And then they would
no,
just cleanse all of the Judean area from the Palestinians.
no, I don't think so.
They
Wait,
paid
Killmonger.
paradise and put up a
Killmonger,
parking
you one of
lot.
these
Ooh
hoteps?
la la la.
Oh yeah,
What?
you one of these
Wait, wait,
hoteps?
wait, 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 wait.
Killmonger said that Wakanda was in Ohio, King.
Oh, Killmonger, you one of these hoteps, pro black Semitic niggas? Is that what you are? Yeah,
Oh,
okay, I know
oh,
what
no,
you
hold on.
are.
Wait, look, 40% yes, 40% yes, and 40% no. Now put it like
He said 40%. Well, here's the thing.
um,
What
Go
about
ahead.
the
Here's the thing.
remaining 20? What?
I'm sure. So, Killmonger, have you had conversations with Hebrew Israelites before?
I heard, yeah,
Okay, cool. So then you, at the very least, you understand. Painting a picture as if Christ is a white man or Christianity is a white religion and or Christ followers is not something that people can trace history back to, especially the Hebrews. You know that's nonsense. At the very least, you understand that.
I understand it highly
Okay,
understand.
fair enough. At least as you understand that.
No, it's just funny how when they painted, no disrespect to anybody religion, but how they painted him as white and then he go hide in Egypt. That's the funny part. And then he was surrounded by blacks. That's the funny part.
Well, here's the thing. We would say you're an Israelite. So why are you playing? Why do you want to be one of them when you one of us?
No,
Right?
no, but I'm just saying. Like how they did that, like how they painted him as white, but then he go hide in Egypt and he was a black man.
Two was a black man?
Yeah, but for me, it never really mattered whether he was like what nationality or ethnicity or the religion is like he became a refugee, ran into Egypt with Mary and Joseph, but the way that the years that they don't talk about him before he came back into Jerusalem on a donkey, like it like this the unwritten stuff I've read about like the years where they don't talk about it in the Bible, it talks about him being one of the like most scholarly, people in what was known as Kemet or the religion of Kemet, and the Anunnakis. And like, he met like, the way we think about like Masons, he met the 33rd level, and like nobody had done that in like ever, in like a couple hundred years. And then when he left Egypt after that, he was heralded by, John the Baptist when he came in on the donkey. I mean, but that's some background noise that I've read through my readings.
Okay, okay.
Man, Doc, you don't read.
Damn, critical. Um, Doctor, where you at, Doc? Where you at?
I'm just a South Georgia boy.
Oh, no, I'm talking about her, Miss Jazzy, Miss Doc. That's why I call her Doc.
Oh, well, Jazzy's, we'll just call her somewhere near Missy Elliott.
Mm, mm. But King, what made you? Well, how you knew I was a hotel?
Well, one, you have the theme
Because
of
you're
the
retarded.
hoteps. You have the no, I'm not saying that. You have the theme of the hoteps and the name Killmonger, right? On top
Right.
of that, when I mentioned Christ, you say, "Oh no, we don't. We not with that." That's one of the core beliefs, respectfully, of a lot of hoteps. Is they try to paint this picture like Christ is something to be left, right? And now we're returning back to our, whatever you want to call it, ancestors, or the Egyptians. There's a bunch of categories on that side, with that mentality. So it's pretty easy to put together, respectfully. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but because you haven't been disrespectful. But yeah, I mean that's kind of how I put it together.
That was smart. Ain't no lie. You figure out the name Killmonger. Then that was smart. Ain't no lie. That was very
I
smooth. And
appreciate. I
that was
appreciate that. That's
He
funny.
good. He good. He good.
Doc, you're a faggot, Doc. Shut up. Oh.
But yeah, King. I also believe that we ain't come from Africa, bro. We home.
Oh, so you believe because I've heard this before too. I got a homie, his name is Kendo. He holds the belief that there were blacks here already.
Yeah.
Um okay, cool. So I've heard that before. I'm not going to deny it cuz I've seen even pictures of some of the natives, and clearly they look partly like Negroes. My thing though, what I would argue back, Killmonger, is that even those people at some point in time in the past came to the Americas. And even the Israelites agree partly with that. They agree that at some point in time in the past, the peoples traveled here to the Americas, right?
Right. But
And they've
right.
been here.
Right. But
Yeah.
people gotta
Well,
understand.
but the
Doc,
sad
shut the
thing is,
fuck
as a
up, Doc.
Christian, I believe in Pangea.
Okay,
Pangea
no one
still
cares.
exists. Pangea still exists, and what a lot of black people got to understand is that Africa, Russia.
Well, I mean, my belief system says I shouldn't, but I do.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that Pangea, like Africa, South America, and all these other continents, they still connected. Only thing different is they tricked us to believing that they separate, but we super close than we think we are. Because when you go to Alaska, you see Russia.
Yeah, yeah, I
Well, I
agree.
mean,
That's why I said.
I
That's why I
think that,
said there were definitely people, right, who figured out how to cross into this, um, into this specific continent. Long time ago, there were people who figured it out, right? So I'm not
and
denying
at
that at
one
all.
point, this continent was closer to the other continent before the
Yo, shut
international
the fuck up,
divide.
Doc. Shut up, Doc. So yeah,
So
Killmonger. I acknowledge that. My problem though is when the conclusion is therefore there were no African um based tribes, right, that make up black people today. I think that's fucking ridiculous. I
no,
think that's
no,
clearly
I would
ridiculous.
never say there were no African tribes here. I wouldn't say that. But I will. I'm just saying, like a lot of black people need to put in their mind that African tribes was here with the indigenous people, also because you got to think about some of those people who crossed over was trading with the black people who was here. So you have a lot of mixture of both. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, I'm okay with that. I wouldn't be able to defend it, but I've seen other people defend it. Like again, my homie Kendo, he's very knowledgeable about that specific subject, and he's NOI,
Yeah,
or he's like NOI slash Christian. It's like he's a mixture of those things. But I would say to you, again, my thing is, I as a Nigerian, because I'm Yoruba,
hmm
um, as a Nigerian, the
You're an
way I see
Ebu
it.
in disguise.
Shut the fuck up, Doc, faggot. I would say to you, Killmonger, the the narrative that most resonates with me as a whole would be the Israelite narrative in the sense of how my people, when you roll back time far enough, well, I'm not just saying 800 years to where Yorubas were established, I'm saying rolling back 2,500 years, 3,000 years. So you rolling back time way past any of our current understanding of the modern day tribes. I think when you roll back time that far enough, you do get the mixing of the Israelites in Egypt with other Hamitic tribes, and out of those things created what we know today as a lot of the African tribes in terms of Yorubas and stuff like that. So that's how I see it.
right. Have you ever heard of the Grand Canyon?
Yeah, yeah, the Grand Canyon, of course, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of
Man, that was built by black people.
secrets there. No, the Grand Canyon is the lost city
The
of
Lost
the
City, you said it's
Egyptians.
the Lost City?
The
Yeah.
lost, yeah. They found mummies within the Grand Canyons, tall,
Interesting.
tall mummies.
Yeah, that's Wakanda.
You said mummies. They found mummies.
Yeah,
Keegan, why are you trolling Keegan? Why are you trolling, bro?
I'm not
but
trolling. What are you talking
no,
Keegan,
no,
what
no,
you
about?
trolling for?
no. But I'm serious. I'm serious because
Oh, thank God.
they said that those remains of the pyramids they've been destroyed.
Okay.
So it was this scientist who went down there in the Grand Canyon and he saw old remains of civilizations within the Grand Canyon, within filled with gold.
Okay.
And he saw statues within it. He saw Egyptian statues. He saw the Buddha. He
Do you,
saw every.
can you post the primary source for any of this?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold
Mm.
on.
Yeah, I'd actually like to look into that because this is the first time I'm hearing of that
Listen. I've learned a lot of
specifically.
history on Clubhouse from people who claim to be historians. Yesterday, I learned that there was black clans in Scotland.
Black Klansmen?
Yeah, well, not even
I
clansmen,
don't know
but
about that.
clans, but like black families, clans in
Oh, you said
Scotland. Yeah,
Black Plans or Clan?
clans, C L
Klansmen,
A
like with the
N
pointy
S.
hats?
No, clans like Scottish clans.
Oh,
Back in the early
clans.
centuries, the way
Now,
that
Keegan,
they
I've heard that too. Keegan, I've actually heard that
oh,
too. I wouldn't necessarily just dismiss it. I wouldn't dismiss it.
I
I
put the
I
link
dismiss
in
wouldn't
the
it.
chat.
dismiss it. I don't think it's like a prevalent. It was a prevalent thing. I don't think it was like like it was like But I've heard that too, and I thought, you know what, Keegan, it was a Scottish person who broke it down. Smithsonian cover. Oh, this is a cover. Well, I'm not gonna say this is wrong, Killmonger, but whenever it's presented in like a conspiracy theory narrative, I always take it with a grain of salt. Not that it's not true, right? But obviously you have to be careful. That's all.
Right, right, right.
I'm
Here's
not
a
saying it's not true.
YouTube
I'm not saying
with
it's not true.
a
I'm saying you
here's a
you
video
do have to be
essay.
careful. No, 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 no. I'm because look, Keegan, I love Alex Jones. Alex Jones was saying Alex Jones is what made me start like using the falsification principle as a thing of saying something is or isn't true. Like, or at least, you know, um no, no, no. I'm sorry. It's what made me a little more like less stringent on the. That's what I'm trying to say. Less stringent on the falsification principle, because some things can be true and you simply don't have enough information to prove it. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't, you know, uh, explore it or keep it as a means to motivate, right? Because there was a bunch of
Yeah,
things
that's why you
Alex
sound
is
like a
saying.
fag, King.
Yeah, you're a faggot.
Bro,
But
There
Yeah,
was,
you
here's
guys
the
love each other. Oh my
yo,
but
gosh.
here's the
fuck him.
thing.
He literally said he heard me say I don't believe in Christ. I will never like this person ever,
But
ever. There will never be a time that I like him. Fuck him.
but
That's
I'm
how
a,
I feel about it.
let me say this though, right?
Go ahead.
Um, and King, this might be shocking, but I believe every other group don't like hearing our true history.
Well, I
I don't mind
so
hearing Black history. I mind when it undermines white history for no reason. Like,
well, King, you gotta.
I know that you're going to say, well,
Wait,
you guys have undermined our history, but it's like the whole idea of like there was Scottish Black Klansmen and there was the Moors taught black white people how to wipe their butt. It's like that's not really the actual picture. There was bathhouses
but
before the
but
Moors even
Keegan,
showed up.
there's been an effort over the last like decade to like whitewash a lot of history though.
No,
Like
I
I
understand. Well, I don't think the last decade. If anything, I think that it's
Well, I
gotten the
mean,
exact opposite. But I do think that in the last,
take a
say
shower.
150 years, there was a lot of whitewashing of history. But I think in the last decade, it's kind of shifted into, oh, let's make everything like, we was kings before anyone.
We
It's like
were
this
though.
weird.
You can't hide that.
no, so
But
respectfully,
everyone was
Killmonger.
like the idea that you were kings. Everyone had an empire. Everyone was
I was
ruling
gonna
over.
say so
Yeah.
Killmonger. I do get that. Like when people say we was kangs or whatever, like I think it's real. It's like real annoying. But they do have a point in the sense that what he just brought up. Most people weren't kings, even though there were great kings, right? Most people weren't kings. When people say like you and others say we were kings,
This
what
nigga.
you're really doing is you're mixing the American understanding
This nigga.
of our Bill of Rights, which is essentially a right of the king. Like our Bill of Rights is the right of kings. You're mixing that and you're trying to paint that onto the past.
But I'm gonna tell you
I've
something.
always said this. Y'all are painting our current modern day like rights. The Bill of Rights is literally the Bill of king, like a Bill of king rights. Like
Right.
you're painting that onto history, onto the back of history. Most people were
But
slaves back in the day. They were
but let
not
me tell you something,
kings.
right?
Go
Ramsey.
ahead.
Okay, let's use the Egyptians, right? Don't you know most of us in America, not all, but most of us, are the descendants of the kings and queens? So
What?
technically,
I disagree.
so, hold on. Osiris was native to
Of
America.
Africa?
You said what?
Of Africa?
No, he he was the native to America. He had corn here in America. He was what they call it, the he used to look out for the corn and stuff like that, right? And he was a god of that certain tribe. And most of us black people are the descendants of Nefertiti, Ramsey, King Tut, and
Well, now I know you're not real because otherwise you would say darkly melanated.
they were darkly
Mm.
melanated. What did you talking about?
Well, black is an American term.
And that's our term. Yeah, we used it. We
He's
used it.
lying. Oh God. Why is
So
he?
Bruh.
hold on. But I'm gonna break it down though, right? Because when you go into the text of the Bible, when you go to what
Which one?
let me think of the chapter when it mentioned Memphis.
Well, what belief system are we referring to so I can understand where you're coming from? My
We
Arabic is
coming from the
Shwayster,
king.
so
We coming
I'm a little
from
Majnun when I think about like how to speak.
we coming from the King James Bible because the King James Bible accidentally mentions Memphis in the Bible by accident. See, I feel like the person who wrote the Bible messed up right there. You should have never put that place in the Bible, and then
Well,
put
Emperor Constantine.
yes, he should have never did that. You messed up right there when you put Memphis in the Bible because why would you do that? If you know you're trying to hide history
Mhm.
from a Why would you put the city of the name and then to make around we found out that Memphis is in America?
Well, how many Alexandrias are there around the world?
You mean descendants? Or what you mean?
Fucking cities.
I don't know. I don't know. Do I look like I keep count?
It sounds like you don't know your history very well, sir.
Sir, I know my history, sir. I know how white people got discovered by the Moors. He was in a cave. You know what? You know what's funny? They
The
still
Moors
show.
from
Yo,
Morocco.
Doc, you're a
What, you
faggot.
got the red
Hold
Yeah,
on, hold
flag
on.
with
Let
the
me.
Doc, you're a
green
fucking
pentagram, and you
faggot,
gonna
bro.
talk to
this is where
me?
you lose me,
Boy,
Killmonger. I agree
please,
with
Hold
got
most of
on.
me
what you
No,
fucked
say,
up.
Doc,
and
you're
then
a
you say the
fucking
Moors
faggot,
found
Doc.
white people in
As a matter of
caves.
fact, Doc, you're going on my plantation. You're gonna be my slave,
wait.
bitch
You
ass
know what's
nigga.
funny? During the Super Bowl,
Bitch, I'd
they
slit your
showed.
throat and your
The
You
wife's
gonna
throat
slit
when you
shit.
Roman
see
Only
Empire
me.
thing you're gonna
No,
existed
no,
before the
slice is
Moors.
fucking cotton and
I
put
don't
it
get
in the
why we say
basket,
that.
nigga. On
hold
my
on, hold on. You know what
plantation,
crazy?
bitch.
Hold on. Let me tell you something. You know what crazy? Did you notice in the Super Bowl they showed white people in cave? They basically
That's
telling you the truth,
facts.
putting you the truth in front of commercials. Come on now.
Facts.
Yeah,
How y'all don't tell us who
Neanderthals
we are, but you
Neanderthals
showing us where
existed,
you came from.
Killmonger, but the idea that Moors found white people in caves is just historically not true. I've had
Oh,
to
that's
do
not
so much
true.
research because
Bro,
people
y'all sound like
claim
a bunch of
that
pussies running your mouth.
Doc, you're a pussy.
Moors
Shut up.
But
found
but
people
why
in
would y'all put
caves
that on commercial though and show y'all that y'all was
because
in cave?
Neanderthals existed. The idea that Neanderthals didn't, but they didn't show that Moors were. The Roman Empire existed before the Moors even showed up to Europe. So again, the idea that Europeans didn't have already cities and empires already built is just like a weird.
You,
It's just a weird. It's a fallacy. It's just a.
but
It doesn't make
but Keegan,
sense.
Keegan, tell me this: why in South Europe you see a dark skinned statue in South Europe?
I don't. Do you know the Roman Empire had connections to slaves like throughout all of
Or Keegan.
the Middle East? I'm very confused right now. Do you not know what the Roman before they even
Or
touch
but
again?
Keegan, do you deny?
Go ahead.
I wanna hear this. Do you deny? Okay, actually, let me not put it in that way. Let me ask you: are you familiar with the four kings that were African in the Roman? I'm sorry, the four emperors that were African during the Roman
During
Empire?
during the during
There were four
700
kings that were
AD,
African.
where who?
I'm
Mesa
sorry,
Musa
four
was the
four
biggest of them
emperors.
all.
Are you familiar with them? The four emperors that were African?
I mean, maybe if you said their names, I don't know.
Yeah, in Rome. In Rome. So in Rome, a lot of people don't know this, but in the Rome, even in Shakti, in the Roman
We can't
Empire,
hear you.
Yeah, can you just
you can't hear me?
no 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 now we can now we can.
Okay. So in uh in the during the Roman Empire, hold on.
Okay.
Because what I mean, what I've read about the Moors and what happened is post the Roman Empire as it fell, right? I mean, when empires fall, again the regression that happens to societies, it's monumental, right? Like look at the Egyptian Empire, right? Look at the
So here's the thing.
Ottoman
So
Empire.
I
So
found it.
this would so the
Hold
Moors
on,
found
Keegan.
them at a fallen empire. But go ahead.
Keegan. There were four Roman emperors who were of African descent. They like to say North African, but the reality is they were of African descent. You got Septimius Severus, who served from 193 to 211 AD. You have, I think his name was Caracalla. He served from 211 to 217 AD. You have Geta, who served from 209 to 211 AD. He was the younger brother of Caracalla. And then you have
It's Caligula.
Macrinus. You have Macrinus, who served from 217 to 218. So just 1 year he served. Um, but yeah, there were four emperors in the Roman Empire who were African.
Oh,
Man,
okay,
you said what?
okay.
Yeah. So the point is, uh,
Was Augustus Black King the first Roman Empire?
I don't think
No.
so. I don't know. all of the Augustus. Oh, well, Saint. You talking about Saint Augustus? You're not talking about Saint Augustus, are
No,
you?
I'm talking about
That's like talking about Marcus
it's like
Aurelius.
Gaius Octavius or something like as like
No,
his
no, I don't think he was.
yeah,
No,
no,
the
no, no.
four
He's
that
the first
the
Roman
four.
Empire, right? And like he wasn't,
Yes,
I understand that there's, I mean, the Roman Empire was very long, right? I mean, it started in
yes,
like 20
that's correct.
BC. So the idea that there wasn't, yeah, sure, there's black emperors during the Roman Empire,
Yeah,
and the
but
Roman
Keegan,
Empire
have you ever
at
read
the height
Marcus
of it,
Aurelius'
just
Meditations? Like, do
the
you
So
Roman
Keegan,
Empire at
understand
the
like
height
what
of
an
Keegan,
it.
here's
emperor
the other issue.
thinks?
So Keegan, here's the other issue that I have, right? With the whole we was Romans, right? We was Romans. There's a lot of white people that actually don't realize. I'm not saying you're one of them, but there are a lot of white people who don't realize that they're actually descendants of who the Romans considered barbarians. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Why
The
do you think
Roman
we think
Empire, the Roman
Italians are white?
Empire, shut the fuck up, Doc. The Roman Empire had several enemies in
Dude,
Europe,
I'd slam the
most
toilet
of
seat on
which
an
they could shut
Italian's
the
head.
fuck up,
Why?
Doc, you faggot, shut up. The Roman
Oh
Empire had
God.
several enemies that they considered barbarians and or societies that were not um that were considered essentially peasant culture that was incompatible with Romans in terms of being their type of status. And a majority of whites actually come from those barbarians, not from the Roman Empire, right? You see what I'm trying to say, Keegan? There are a lot of whites who
Yes,
claim to be Roman when actually you are
I
barbarian. You're
agree with
not
you a little
Roman.
bit.
but King, I understand your assessment, and
Yeah.
I'm not taking away
Because
the
I think
Roman
he's full of
Empire
shit.
influence. The Roman
Like
Empire
Doc is a fucking
influenced
barbarian faggot. Like he comes from the barbarians.
the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, without a doubt, influenced like I mean, the Roman Empire literally influenced like Spanish, French, Italian writing, right?
Yeah.
Like their writing, like Latin, literally was changed because of how the Romans wrote it, right? So like I agree with you, like there, but like again, the idea that like and not even just the Roman Empire, but there was already Gaelic kingdoms. There was already
Right.
Irish kingdoms. There was
Right.
already Ukraine. There was a Ukrainian kingdom that that the Roman
You talking
Empire
about the
couldn't.
Khazarians? You talking about them?
About them? Yeah.
I think they were. I don't know if they were called the Khazarians. I think they were called like it's something with a B, like Bosphorian or
Oh,
something like
okay,
that.
cool.
But it was during like 400 BC. But anyways,
Uh
Oh, yeah, that's way before. Yeah, yeah,
no,
yeah.
those
That's way
but
before.
that's what I'm saying is
That's about a
I
thousand,
like
almost 1,000 years.
all I want to say is that like I just think like it's just like I think it's done when white people are like, oh, Africa has had nothing, they've had no type of empires and kingdoms. Like, no, that's just dumb. And
Oh
the
yeah, I
same
agree.
way I think, and the same way with when I hear black people go, when black people met Europeans, they were living in caves and they were Neanderthals. It's like, no, that's also not true. Like
Oh, okay, I see. I see what you mean. Okay,
I just
I
think
think that's fair.
it's just dumb. It's just like these are dumb
I
arguments. Like I
mean,
think we
Well,
all
so it
advance
depends. So
kind of
Keegan,
similar.
here's my thing, because technically you're right. Because when you say white, technically when people hear that colloquially, like when we're just having general conversations, technically you're including a majority of European cultures that, as you're pointing out, are not all the same. But the problem, Keegan, is that when you look at the details, someone like Killmonger is actually pointing to actual history, meaning we can show like some of the barbarian cultures where motherfuckers came in and essentially say, hey man, you guys might want to wipe your ass. The problem is when you show that, you can't say all white people come from that specific culture. You can't say
Yeah,
all white
Yeah,
people are included in, because you're right. There were
it's the same thing. You
white
can go to
cultures
but
that
to
didn't
your
You can
point,
exist.
go to
but
You know?
Tanzania right now
if I
and
may,
see
to your
people that we
point,
don't like.
King, like when the conquistadors from Spain, took over Aztec, what is now considered Mexico, they ended
Oh
up
my
like
gosh,
raping and
Jazzy, can
pillaging,
we kick
and like
Doc?
they ended up with they made a new race called the Mexicans, but that was Spanish and Aztecs that ended up being that. Like,
what
you have to take that as a part of history also.
well let me tell you this though, right? They were never called Aztecs. They had different many other names. Um But overall, I think that okay, it's another group. Remember the groups called the Spartans? But they were part of Rome, correct, King?
This is Sparta. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very, very
They
small. Also, a very small history of like Spartans were. I mean, we're only a few hundred years. But go ahead.
yeah, but the Spartans, they don't, when they made that movie, I said, oh no. Oh no. So you telling but I figure it out. I said, oh no. So you telling me they try to portray that black people wasn't the Spartans?
Have you ever read the book? The book is better than the movie.
Yeah, I heard people say they were better than the movie, but I figured
Which one? Which one you talking about?
He's
which
talking about the 300 in
yeah,
Spartan.
that one. I said,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
that
yeah.
movie was about black people. I said, oh no.
Uh, I wouldn't.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
I think that was
Why
a
would you say that
multicultural.
was
I think that
about
was
black people?
Because you know what they
multicultural.
messed up at? When they messed up, King, when they put that bald head man right there, he had some type of
Oh,
melanated.
Xerxes.
Yo, he had melanated descent. I said, damn, this is about black people.
Well, Xerxes isn't black. Xerxes was a Persian.
But he had some
Um,
type of black phenotype though.
no, I wouldn't. No, I disagree with that. I think Xerxes, because when you see Iranians today, because essentially Iranians are the Persians. When you see them today, they're not they're not they have no black descent in them. I actually think Iranians are more white than anything, if you
Yeah,
ask me.
but
So
but
I
my
wouldn't expect Xerxes to look black at
but,
all.
but my
But you're
point
saying
is,
you're arguing that they made Xerxes black. Is that the argument?
yeah, they made him a little darker. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. And then you're saying that they shouldn't have done that, right?
What I'm saying, not saying they shouldn't have done it. My issue was if you don't make a movie and then make this man a little dark, you might as well make the whole character on the 3,000 on the
Oh, I
300
see what you mean.
dark. Yo, you might as well do that.
To be honest, because I was in film school when that movie came out, when 300 came out, I'll never forget because that was like the first like everybody felt
Yeah, it was like
like men,
'07.
like we all went to the movie theater. It was a bunch of fucking we was like yeah, that kind of shit. It felt like that, back in the day when it came out. Um, but I don't think
Dude,
anybody was like focused on like
I was dating this girl when I was in the army
shut
in
the fuck up,
'07,
shut the fuck up, Doc. Tell
and
us
like
later,
I
nigga.
ended up
Nobody cares. Tell us later.
downloading it and
Tell us
putting it
later,
on
bitch
a
boy.
thumb
Nobody
stick,
gives a
and
fuck.
we
Nobody cares.
bootlegged it
Tell us
and we watched it
later.
and we
Tell us
fucked all
later.
night.
You fucking faggot. Tell us later. So Killmonger, when we were watching the film, right? I don't think anybody cared that Xerxes. Like I didn't even notice. Tell you the truth, I didn't even notice that he was like being portrayed partly as black. But now that I look back at it, I can see what you mean because he's almost like a Lex Luthor. He almost looks like Lex Luthor. One of the main villains of Superman. He looks like a Lex Luthor when you really look at him.
Yeah.
Um, but outside of that, to be fair to you, I didn't really think about him Xerxes being black. Now the historical Xerxes is not black. The historical Xerxes is Persian, and when you look at the Persian people, they look more white than anything. And Persian women, Iranian women, fucking gorgeous, bro, gorgeous fucking women. They don't look black at all. They look like white people.
Yeah. That's why you will
You
never
know,
catch with a white person. Nope.
I
Nope.
like white girls. I can't lie to you, bro.
I
I
can't
can't.
do it. I can't erase my blood.
Shit.
I
More
can't
for
erase
more
my
for me.
bloodline.
Look, more for me, man. You're not erasing your bloodline. You're extending it.
But I think it would be very cool if they did make an all black film about the Egyptians. Now that would be hard. That would be a hard movie.
You said an all-black film
Yeah.
about the
No,
Egyptians.
yeah.
There's
Just
the
no
one. You
black.
ever heard of the anime series Black Sands?
Yeah. But I'm saying like a real life one.
No, but here's the thing. You got to start from somewhere. I think the work that Black Sands has done is sort of how you begin. Those are the type of stories that you begin with. Um, and they've made significant. Although I don't like the founder, I don't like his like political positions, and he talks a lot of major shit. But when it comes to creating a story around Black Egypt, I haven't seen anybody been more creative than he has. So he's definitely somebody to support if you really believe that. I follow him on Instagram.
Me too.
They're making some pretty big moves around trying to bring Black Sands to like an animation studio and actually making one for kids and making it like a DBZ style thing. So yeah, that's the type of people you should look at because you know what comes after. What comes after is possibly an actual live action movie.
But
So
wait, but it comes. You remember that movie with the Moses movie?
yeah.
Moses, they even accidentally
The
put
Ten
Moses as
Commandments you
black.
talking about?
Yo, the cartoon version, they accidentally put them as black
Uh
people.
oh yeah. They did do that.
And I'm
Yeah, I
like, God,
remember that. I never really watched it, but I remember seeing like the some clips and stuff. I was like, oh shit, they kind of
they
make
actually
them
fucked up when they
more
did that.
indigenous,
Yeah. Uh,
more
I,
indigenous black looking. So,
yeah, so I'm like, dang, y'all actually messed up when y'all did that.
well, I mean, I think the narrative is starting to get out that I think the narrative's been getting out. Actually, tell you the truth. So,
I mean, my mama, she always tell me, she said, baby, I look Egyptian, because our family have very unique looks about us, right? So we say all the time, we are those descendants.
right?
We are the descendants of the Ramsey and all of them, Nefertiti.
No, I hear you with that.
Yeah. What Jasmine is? She been too quiet. She been too gone.
Jassy fell asleep, man.
Yeah, they done pissed her off. That made her go to sleep. So they got bored.
Yeah, it was nice meeting you, though. I'm finna head out. Jazzy fell asleep and shit. So, yeah, it was nice meeting you. I'm finna head out.
Me too.
Yep. Peace.
Well, doctor, it's just me and you.
Doctor Jazzy, you bitch.